I said something about you being black, and you looked at me and you said, I ain't black.
Right.
And it messed me up so bad. I'm like, what? What you mean you
Yeah, I
ain't
remember
black?
that. I remember that.
What you mean you ain't black? Like, that's what I'm telling you. And you looked at me and you said, I ain't gonna do your research for you.
Right.
And when you said that, I didn't get angry. I didn't choose to get mad because something told me. I said, for him to say that and really mean that the way you did, it got to be something to that.
Right.
So I think nobody could explain what you meant better than you can.
Right.
And that's what I want to get into first and foremost, because I think that is a common, way, way, way too common of a misconception. People say they black but they don't really know what this word means. They don't really know what this, what do you call it? What it means to identify as a term that you really have no information on. So can you go into that for me?
Well, the term black is a misnomer nomenclature title. It makes you non-descendable to the government to where they have jurisdiction over you, which puts you under the 14th Amendment, which is a fraudulent contract, meaning that it was never ratified. So that means that you don't have a pedigree. So within the factors of the Moore Science Temple, we got this publication right here called the Circle 7. It goes about, the 7 principles of creation. When you're talking about plant, animal, protoplasm, man, mankind, cherubim, and seraphim, it basically talks about the embodiment of life, but it goes in talking about how nationality is the word of the day. Because without nationality, you don't have any type of pedigree, you're non-descendable to the government. So when you call yourself black, it connects you to the 1724 Black Christian Codes under the Civil Mortuus principles when you go get a Black's Law Dictionary. Even with that, even when you call yourself a Christian, you still translates to the word black. So this is why it's imperative for our people to understand etymology intuitively. When you go to the G3526 Strong Concordance, Christian translates to the word black, because a lot of people don't understand that the caste system of democracy is what facilitated the patrilineal system of democracy by way of the religion. So this is another publication you got to get called Astronomy. It has the Freemasonic symbol on here, but this is a Moorish publication. So you got to read this book right here because it's going to go real deep into civics. And it's one of those books that, it's going to give you the true edification that you need to where you have to divorce from these terms called, black people. You know what I'm saying? So when people call themselves black, like I said, it connects you to the 14th Amendment. So this is why they was propagating civil rights, because civil rights is nothing, there's no evolution when it comes to civil rights, because when you go to the Declaration of Human Rights, it ties you right back into the Indigenous People Act. So when it ties you right back into the Indigenous People Act, that's when you got to look at this this document called the 1848 Supreme Court decision. It says the title holders of the geographical landmass of America belongs to the Moors or the Mers. The Mers that was connected to the land of Mu, that was connected to Atlantis. Everybody got to read this book right here, because Atlantis was a real place, and it was connected to the lost continent of Mu that sunk under when you had one of the resets that took place. Because you had many different floods before the flood of Noah that they don't even talk about in the Bible. Right. So